Contract ratio, what does it mean? And what does it mean for home buyers and sellers?
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Arizona, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the changing market here in Arizona.
We get calls and emails every day from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 90 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of the information is in the description below so we can help you make a smooth move to Arizona. Okay, I saw something, and it's been talked about, in our company meetings here the last couple of weeks, and it's a term called contract ratio. It really gives you a read on what the market is and what it's doing. And people really need to understand that from a buyer perspective and a seller's perspective. The denominator is the number of active homes on the market. And then the numerator is how many homes are pending or under contract to close. In any given market, nationwide, local, it doesn't matter. How many homes are there ready to close or pending or under contract over how many active listings for sale there are in the marketplace. It's interesting, if we go and we take a look at this chart. I mean, you go back to March of 22, just 4 months ago, okay? And we had a contract ratio of 279 to 100. Now what that means, 279, is that there were 279 homes under contract for every 100 homes that were actively listed. That tells us there was nothing to buy. When we take a look at January of this year, that ratio was 172 houses under contract for every 100 active listings. But then in February, it went to 244, March to 279, talking about market frenzy. I mean, this is just absolutely insane.
Sure.
All right, and remember, when we were back there a couple of months ago, anything that we listed, people were lined up out the door to buy these things, all right, because there was nothing out there for sale. Yeah. All right, then take a look now. This ratio has fallen off a cliff. All right, so we went in March from 279 per 100 active listings to 242, then to 170, then to 113, then to 62, and now we're down at 48.
Homes are taking longer to sell. Yes, more homes are coming to the market, but homes are sitting on the market for longer now. This isn't like we're seeing a flood of properties suddenly hit the market. It's not like that at all.
No, not at all.
It's that houses are taking longer to sell because we're transitioning from a seller's market to a balanced market, but a balanced market that feels like a buyer's market because the transition has happened so fast.
The number of houses actually coming on, and you hit this a little earlier when we were talking, is the fact that sellers are somewhat reluctant to sell if they don't have to because interest rates are so much higher. A lot of them couldn't afford to buy their own houses back.
Yeah.
All right, but the fact of the matter is, the number of homes coming on the market, fluctuates from week to week, but it's been fairly consistent with prior years. What has dropped is buyer demand because buyers have become fearful of buying because they don't know what's going on. Are prices going to continue to drop or interest rates going to continue to go up? But one of the great things right now for a buyer is the fact that there's more out there to choose from, all right? And sellers are far more motivated.
Yeah.
Okay, when you've only got 48 houses under contract for every 100 active listings that are out there, we're getting down. In fact, they've rated, the figure that we're at right now is still roughly in a hot to warm market. So, it's hard to believe this right now, but we're still, quote, termed a seller's market. The feeling in the market right now doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, the numbers don't always reflect the actual sentiment, the actual feeling in the marketplace. And the feeling right now is that it's just sellers are scared, buyers are worried. There's a general idea in the investing world that you buy fear and you sell greed. And so we went from a market 4 to 6 months ago of absolute greed. And not to say that greed is bad or sellers are bad. Who wouldn't want to try to sell their house for the most amount of money they possibly can? There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But that is a greed market. And that's a time when a professional investor would be selling their assets. They're selling their homes, right? Well, now we are in a period of fear. Now, that fear is not really, in my opinion, completely justified when you look at the data, but that fear is present because it's just changing so fast, okay? And that fear is there, and this is the time where professional investors take advantage of that. They buy into the fear, getting better deals. So when we see the numbers like this contract ratio, this is just a way to convey to you what is kind of going on in our marketplace in terms of sellers are not getting the best end of the stick anymore.
Yeah. Well, they're having to bend.
Yep.
And they for the last 2.5 years they haven't had to, and it's taking an adjustment on their part. But as a buyer, especially when you start to understand, that this market is not likely to continue this way for that long because all we're doing is stalling more demand. Interest rates anywhere from basically 5 to 6.5%. All right, over the last 20 years, that's normalized interest rates.
Sure.
We don't have high interest rates right now. We've got normal interest rates. And it's going to take a while for that kind of work through everyone's mind and start to understand that they're probably going to stay in this area.
Sure.
So anyway, it actually is kind of an exciting time for a buyer because you can go out and negotiate, quite frankly, a fantastic contract at this point in time that you couldn't possibly have done 2 months ago.
Absolutely. Don't get over the fear-mongering that's going on in media. It's all over the place because that's what sells. But now's a great time to buy in terms of buying into the fear. We love Arizona, we know Arizona, and we want to share Arizona with you. When working with us, you'll never feel pressured to buy or sell. You can reach us on our phones 7 days a week. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, we're excited to help you find the right home in the right area at a price you're happy with, all while having a 5-star experience.